Ducati Corse general manager Gigi Dall'Igna has spoken candidly about the ripple effects of Marc Marquez's injury on the Italian manufacturer's MotoGP project, acknowledging that the setback has not only disrupted their testing schedule, but may have also slowed progress on the development of the 2026 prototype. After a season of utter domination in 2025, clinching the riders, constructors and teams championships with a commanding margin, Ducati should be celebrating another year of success. Yet beneath the surface of their superiority, Dall'Igna admits that the red machine from Borgo Panigale is not without its cracks. While Ducati's GP25 proved formidable across most circuits, its weaknesses became increasingly evident towards the final rounds. In the hands of double world champion Francesco Bagnaia, the bike appeared more challenging to manage, exposing a lack of adaptability compared to earlier evolutions. And crucially, Dall'Igna concedes that the absence of Marquez, one of the most technically gifted riders on the grid, has hindered the team's ability to move forward with key development work. Before Marc's accident, we had planned to introduce and evaluate several new components in the final races of 2025, Dall'Igna explained in an interview with MotoGP.com. That was no longer possible, and it became a significant issue for us. His injury not only deprived us of a potential race winner, but also a critical test rider whose feedback is invaluable to our engineers. Interestingly, Dall'Igna's comments pull back the curtain on what has been one of Ducati's best-kept secrets this season. The GP25 was, in many respects, not a radical evolution from its predecessor. At the start of the year, we made the decision to avoid unnecessary risks, Dall'Igna admitted. The 2024 and 2025 bikes are, to be honest, very similar. We wanted to maintain consistency, but that meant there wasn't a true step forward in terms of performance. If needed, we could even revert to the 2024 configuration quite easily. Of course, I'm not entirely satisfied with that approach, but it was my decision, and I stand by it. That cautious philosophy has allowed Ducati to retain a clear edge for now, but it has also given rivals like KTM, Aprilia and Yamaha the breathing room to catch up. The rapid closing of that performance gap is not lost on Dall'Igna. Every manufacturer has made huge strides, he noted. They're improving fast, and that's the reality of competition. We can't rely on past achievements. That's why we must bring something new, something more efficient, even with the engine freeze in place. Our focus now is on optimizing other areas of the bike: chassis, aerodynamics, and electronics. With Marquez sidelined, Ducati's veteran test rider Michele Pirro has been carrying the burden of prototype evaluations, testing new components at Misano and filling in for Marquez in Australia and Malaysia. However, even Pirro's vast experience can't replicate what Marquez brings to the table. Dall'Igna describes the 8-time world champion as an engineer's dream, a rider with an uncanny ability to articulate mechanical feedback clearly and consistently. Marc is extraordinary to work with, Dall'Igna said with visible admiration. His technical understanding is precise, his communication is crystal clear, and his mindset inside the team is truly inspiring. He's a leader, not because he demands it, but because people naturally follow his example. He makes the entire team function better. Beyond the technical impact, Dall'Igna's respect for Marquez runs deep. Their partnership has revealed not only the racer, but the man behind the legend. What Marc has done is remarkable. He turned down huge contracts, factory privileges, and visibility just to rebuild himself. That speaks volumes about his character. For me, it's been a life lesson. To see someone of his stature humble himself, start again, and still fight at the highest level. Honestly, it's inspiring. As Ducati looks ahead to 2026, there's a sense of both pride and unease in Borgo Panigale. The GP25 may have conquered the world, but the competition is fast approaching, and Dall'Igna knows that the absence of Marquez's development input could come at a cost. Still, If history has shown anything, it's that Ducati thrives under pressure, and with Marquez expected to make a full recovery, the 2026 season could mark the dawn of another chapter in the Bologna powerhouse's relentless pursuit of perfection. Ducati's current dilemma is a classic one. When you're on top, how much should you change? The Italian outfit has spent years perfecting its engineering philosophy, often leading the way in aerodynamics, ride height devices, and electronics. Yet, as Dall'Igna himself concedes, stability can easily turn into stagnation if rivals continue to evolve. That fine balance between innovation and reliability is now the focal point of Ducati's winter development program. The Italian engineer has built his reputation on bold decisions, the introduction of groundbreaking solutions like the whole-shot system and the seamless gearbox, redefined MotoGP's technical standards. But as he faces a more level playing field in 2026, Dall'Igna appears to be embracing a more pragmatic mindset, ensuring that Ducati's next step is not only revolutionary, but sustainable. While Ducati has dominated the championship standings, other manufacturers have been quietly closing the gap. KTM's continuous improvement, fueled by the analytical precision of engineers from Austria's Red Bull technology, has made them a constant threat. Meanwhile, Aprilia's aerodynamic package has turned heads for its balance and agility, particularly on tight technical circuits. Even Yamaha, once lost in a sea of engine deficits, has made a notable leap forward with its latest chassis concept and revised electronics package. It's this collective rise of the competition that has prompted a renewed sense of urgency in Bologna. Ducati's engineering team knows that maintaining the lead is often harder than achieving it. The fear of complacency, more than the rivals themselves, is what drives Dall'Igna's relentless push for perfection. Behind the glamorous world of MotoGP races lies the unrelenting grind of testing, and Ducati's test team has suddenly found itself carrying the weight of expectation. Michele Pirro, despite his wealth of experience, has been tasked with an almost impossible job, simulating Marquez's aggressive riding style and providing comparable feedback. Pirro's consistency is beyond doubt, but Marquez's instinct for extracting the absolute limit from a prototype remains unmatched. Engineers have quietly admitted that several components meant for evaluation in late 2025 had to be postponed simply because they required a rider of Marc's caliber to properly assess their race potential. As a result, Ducati's long-term development roadmap has been subtly reshuffled. Interestingly, Dall'Igna's technical department has been increasing its reliance on digital modeling and AI-assisted telemetry analysis to compensate for lost track data. Advanced algorithms are now being used to simulate rider behavior, allowing engineers to test mechanical concepts virtually before they even hit the track.